State football here at Springfield High School with head coach Moe Douglass. And Mo, 4 years ago when you took this job, you said it was going to be about 3 or 4 years, and it looks like you finally got some guys in place and where you want this program. How about it?
And we're excited about the direction we're going in. I figured that it would take us about 3. I knew 3 years would take us 3 to get to the playoffs, but year 4 I figured that these guys would finally be able to maximize on all the gifts that they have and be able to execute the game plans and things that we have in store for them.
When you look at this team, tell us about some of these guys that make this squad special.
You know, it all starts up front with the grease. The offensive linemen and defensive line guys. We got a good, strong nucleus up there. Great chemistry amongst those guys. Isaiah Gibson was a kid who started last year at right tackle. This year we got him at left tackle. Brennan Hess was a left tackle now. He's a center. Austin Garza was a left guard. So we got a great group of those kids. And without them guys, the pretty boys on the perimeter don't make plays. You know, so you got to start it with the grease and Darnell Ishman, and we got a young man named Alex Temple who's a sophomore, who's another good addition to our squad. A kid who didn't play football at all last year, but those guys are the guys that make that thing run for us.
Looking on your defensive side of the ball, you got some players there, Holscher, Taylor, a bunch of guys. Tell us about this defense. How far can it take you in this season?
I'll tell you what, our defense, it can be lights out. We have Cameron, who we already mentioned, who's committed to West Point, 6'2", 220, bigger now than he was before, faster now. We got Leonard Taylor, freaking 6'6", 230, quarterback slash defensive end. But we got 2 outside linebackers, Raheem Moss, who's a kid that played basketball, 6'3", 200. C.J. McDavid, 6'2.5", 195, 200. Then we got perimeter, the back end guys. Quincy Scott plays corner for us, and we have Kedrick Holt who plays the other corner. My son Moses Douglass, not my son, but Moses Douglass, and then Jaheim Echols, who's the other safety. Jai's 6'3", 180, and those guys on the back end, the back 7, they've done a great job. But the guys up front, they make it all work. Because you got Leonard, you got a kid named Big Z. Z's a sophomore defensive end who's 6'4", 250. And then Isaiah plays the nose for us on defense. And then we have another kid named Dontre Jackson who plays the nose, as well as Isaiah, who's the immovable object. It's about a light 400. Light 400. But he can sit down on the nose. You remind me of the big Ted Washington, taking up doubles all day. But it's those guys up front who make it possible for the guys on the back end to go out and perform well.
Your son, having him play for you, what's that experience like been for you?
You know what? I've had to get a balance. It's been fun to see him just grow and his growth and everything, but also been challenging too, because as the head coach and as a former DB, there are things that I see that I want to see him do better at. I want to see him, like I was the guy that wanted to hit all the time. He wants to make plays on the ball, in which his hands are better than mine, so he can do that. But it's been a pleasure. I've been trying to, and so I watch him in the first game, and he goes out and has 11 tackles. And I'm like, I watched a couple of the tackles that he made, and they were really, really good tackles. And I'm like, well, he might be getting it. I like that in that dude. You striking now. I like that. So it's been fun, man, to just to see his growth.
This community, tell us how it's rallied around what you guys are doing here on the football program.
You know what, man? The community they've been very supportive of all we've done. With us putting both the field turfs at the high school and then the one down at Evans Field, has been a tremendous response from the people. We had a blue gold scrimmage like 2 weeks ago. We had like almost 400 or 500 people, and we didn't even really publicize it until the kids publicized it the day before the scrimmage, and to get 400 or 500 people out there. So they've been really supportive, and they deserve to have a winning program. And last year they got a good taste of it, but they just got a taste. This year we're going to try to give them something for real.
There you go. That's Moe Douglass, the head coach of the Springfield Wildcats, and they are going to be special this year.